Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Monday, March 3rd, 2025. I, of course, am here the Daily Mortgage Rate Update, the only place on the web where you get to join me live, broadcasting to you each and every weekday morning on Facebook and on YouTube, talking about what's going on with rates and pricing for the mortgage world, what we got going on in the markets. A lot to talk about for today. We're beginning the week. It is jobs week, but there's a twist this week with the JOLTS data, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. If you're here live, say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Let Facebook and YouTube know that you were here, whether you're here live or on the replay. Don't forget to smash that like button, tag an LO friend, share this post in a group. If you would like a reminder that I am going live, you can sign up with your phone for a quick text reminder at hmmr.io/reminder, or take a screenshot and then go back and use this QR code, or use your phone on your computer, and use that QR code and go ahead and register for quick text reminders that I'm going live each and every weekday morning, as I am doing right now. Let's go ahead and say hi to the live folks. Got the question of the day for you here this morning. Question of the day, as y'all are saying hello: what's one food you could eat every day and never get tired of? I've got multiple answers to this question, and I'd probably be 300 pounds, but I'll give you my answer in a minute. Why don't you go ahead and give me your answer, and we'll come back and take a look at them together a little bit later on in the show. Good morning, Ron Siegel. Ron Siegel said today is National Cold Cuts Day. That's good. I'm a Boar's Head guy. I always have cold cuts in my fridge. A lot of the London broil in there this morning. However, my fridge is outside. Y'all want to see something? It's funny. It just got quiet. I thought I was going to have to do this with some crazy noise this morning. This is what my house looks like at the moment. I have gone ahead and we have wiped out the entire kitchen. I will be installing a new kitchen over the next few weeks. Starting this weekend with new cabinets and a new island. I will be building all that out. So I do enjoy doing the home construction renovation stuff, the DIY guy type stuff. However, sometimes I wish it was like it was on a YouTube video or a TikTok video where that stuff just rolled out and was done in 5 minutes. But this is what we got going on, and they are out refinishing the floors. This is what they're doing. You can see here I'm putting in gray. We're going to make the floors gray washed. So anyway, that's what we got going on this morning in my world. So the question of the day: what kind of food do you have? Let's go ahead and say hi to everybody. Good morning, Ron Siegel, Glenn Boussard, Mike Brown, Amy Blauser, Megan Limber. Great to have you all here. Mike Tebow, James Mahan, Mallory Footiadis. Good morning. Jared Vincent, Robert Bashirs. Good morning. Ron Siegel said the reminder came in after you started today. Yeah, that's okay. It kind of gets, listen, I hit the button, I jump over, I hit the thing. Sometimes it's going to happen. Julie Lawrence, good morning. Chocolate is, there's some of y'all have your go-to. So put your question of the day: what's one food you could eat every day and never get tired of? As the 22 of you are joining me this morning, go ahead and pop that in. While you do that, let's go ahead and let's get started and get to the good stuff. Bear with me a minute. I'm going to pull up. Let's go ahead and get started, and let's pop that question of the day down at the bottom for y'all to answer. And I'm going to go ahead and share the screen again. And this time we're going to share mortgage bond stuff. So mortgage-backed securities are down 6 basis points on the day. I want you to notice the number, though, 101.52. I have said that there's a line in the sand at 101.50. And Friday, we closed above that. Let's go ahead and do 1 month so you can see it real clear. You could see here we were at like 101.51, 101.52. We've been right at that 101.50-ish mark, right? And then yesterday we closed at 101.60. Oh, not yesterday, Friday. We closed at 101.61. We were right above that 101.50. But this morning, you could see that it's ended back down. And it was actually down about 20 basis points. You see that here. We'll zoom in on the 2-day over here. You could see there was a big dip this morning, and then we've recovered it back. We're only down about 5 basis points. I have a feeling by the time that we end the day today that we will probably be up 5 basis points rather than down 5 basis points. But that's where we are this morning. I am zoomed in because, yes, everything is from my living room, dining room combo is all throughout the house. I have a refrigerator. I should take a picture. I have a refrigerator out on my back deck right now because I got all these gentleman here this morning sanding the floors and getting ready to stand the floors and do everything up this morning. So the 10-year treasury yield, very important that we keep an eye on this. Look at how low it is, 4.24. It is testing this 200-day moving average. You can see that here. 200-day moving average is at 4.24. And on Friday, it did end the day 4.21. All right. So on Friday, we saw mortgage-backed securities break through that technical resistance level of 101.50. We saw the 10-year treasury yield break below the 4.24. But this morning, those levels have called them back, and that's where they're settling in. So we want to watch that 4.24 and see if the 10-year is able to continue to break down through that. And we're going to be watching on the mortgage-backed securities and see if they break through that 101.50 mark. Now, as far as economic data, today we got the ISM manufacturing data that'll come out at 10 a.m. That if that comes in with any kind of weakness, we could see that go ahead and bump this out a little bit. So, I forgot to put all these up here. So let's go ahead and go over them. So rate sheets this morning, just slightly worse, but that could change. Again, we're down just a few basis points from Friday, but really not much. And when you take a look at where pricing was, 6.79 to 6.74, if things stay exactly as they are now when pricing comes out, you'll see it closer to Thursday's rate sheet than Friday's. But we still ended the week much better than we began it. We were at 6.89 to end the previous week, 6.74 to end last week. So we'll see where that comes out. As far as reprice risk on the day, it's low. We shouldn't see any big moves lower. Remember, market sentiment very much in our favor right now. Markets, I've got a lot of articles here to kind of try to keep track of them all, and I kind of mix them up. But markets are definitely concerned that that things are not doing well for stocks. U.S. stock futures pointed to gains on Wall Street. Some investors took advantage of a bruising week as an opportunity to buy. Equities in the euro surged in Europe on expectations for a big boost to defense spending. We know that's happening over in the European front because of the temporary, or most recent falling out with Zelensky and Trump and JD Vance in the Oval Office on Friday. So how much more cautious can the market go? Katrina Dudley, senior investment strategist at Franklin Templeton, asks on Bloomberg TV. If you look at that fear and greed index, we're right in the red zone that flashes and says caution. So basically, we've got a lot of that stuff here. You got tariffs that are going in. New markets are bracing for looming March 4th. That's tomorrow. Tariff deadline, potential levies of 25% on Canada and Mexico. We may see that can kicked down the road again today as what happened a month ago. However, it may not. Canada already saying that they're buying less on Amazon and buying less from us and all that stuff. Canada is one of the biggest buyers of U.S. products. A lot of polls over there saying about how unpopular we are right now, but at the end of the day, it's not going to matter because when it comes to buying shit, one thing I've learned is that people will still buy shit. They can stand on their integrity for a little while and then they're going to buy shit. That's kind of what happens, unless it's Bud Light. Don't piss off the rednecks. If implemented, new tariffs would apply to roughly $1.5 trillion in annual imports, making some of those the most sweeping in the Trump era. Investors are still holding out hope for a last-minute delay following an initial deadline extension. In China, President Xi Jinping is expected to unveil new stimulus at the National People's Congress this week that could bolster the economy in the face of looming trade restrictions. So that's going to be a lot of the continued talk that we see here. Let's take a look at what we got going on this week. This is a very busy week. However, remember I said there was something about the JOLTS data? This one I had to double check because it made me scratch my head. I don't know when they come up with the dates for some of these reports because the JOLTS data actually comes out March 11th. That's next week. That's next Tuesday. But yet all the other jobs data coming out this week, normally JOLTS data comes out right before the BLS jobs data. Not quite sure why this one pushed all the way off to the 11th and not like the 3rd or in the 3rd. They've got one here on the 1st, but yet this one's on the 11th. Was someone on vacation? I don't get it. I don't know. So we're not going to see JOLTS data this week. JOLTS data is going to come out next week, but we are going to see the rest of the data. So today, Euro area inflation followed by a gauged U.S. manufacturing. Like I said, that's the ISM manufacturing data that'll come out in about 20 minutes. Tomorrow, Trump's deadline for imposing tariffs comes as he also addresses a joint session of Congress. China's CPPCC the Chinese People's blah, 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 blah. The nation's top political advisory body meets in Beijing. Who cares? We're not really worried about all this other stuff. Wednesday, more China stuff. The U.S. releases an index of services. The Fed's beige book on economic activity is out. This could get a little more attention even than normal because markets already feel like there is a hint of economic weakness in the air. Looking at some of the reports over the last couple of days, last couple of weeks, the Fed report is probably going to get more attention than normal because the Fed will release what they are finding in their different districts for economic activity, right? Thursday, you got, ECB set to cut interest rates. We got a lot of Fed officials speaking on Thursday. You got Waller and Bostic, two ends of the spectrum there. Earnings reports, but Friday is the BLS jobs data. So even though there's no JOLTS data, and of course Wednesday, do we have ADP? Doesn't even talk about ADP on here. I would assume ADP is out there. I could double check. We can double check the economic calendar, but it's not a big one anyway. But Friday we are going to get jobs data, right? So right now on jobs data, expected to show 160,000 jobs. Also, Powell is going to speak at a monetary policy forum Friday afternoon. As we get closer in the week, we'll see how much of a big deal that actually is. If we take a look, jobs report to offer clues on hiring momentum. U.S. employers probably added jobs at a moderate pace in February. Excuse me, hiccups. Payrolls rose by 160,000. I love how they put it into almost like it happened. Payrolls are projected to have risen by 160,000 is what that should say, according to the median projection of economists surveyed by Bloomberg. The unemployment rate is seen holding at 4%. Remember, those are two different surveys that they do. One's a business survey, one's a household survey. So Friday's report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics will provide an update for the Fed about momentum in the labor market. That's been the key to support. Remember, the Fed meeting is this month, March 18th and 19th. And that, of course, the Fed is very much unexpected to raise rates, lower rates, or do anything here. Oh, I didn't get out of that. There we go. Let me get rid of that. They don't have anything going on. But when you look at the end of the year, expectations are that we will see rates remain the same, 3%. Nothing likely. The fact that you only see one rate cut is here. Right now, markets are pricing in 2 or 3 rate cuts. That's what we're seeing priced into the markets right now. Markets believe that the economy is not going to be doing as well. Although Scott Bessent says, hey, the inflation's going to reach the 2% Fed's 2% target. It's kind of funny because when he was before he was Treasury Secretary, he was kind of pissing all over the Fed. But now he's like, hey, it's going to happen. They don't talk about how. They just say these things, right? Like, oh, it's going to happen. It's going to do this. Almost making self-fulfilling prophecies. One thing about Trump is very much like Steve Jobs was, where they called it the reality distortion field. They just kind of will things into existence by just saying they're going to happen, even though you don't think that they should happen. So who knows? He said, if falling U.S. mortgage rates, a drop in yields on 10-year treasuries, the bond I am focused on, that bodes well for mortgage rates. And markets are listening to that as signals that inflation will return to the Fed's reserve target. So, Bessent, it's going to get a little noisier. They're running the Sanders. Bessent does have some tools at his disposal to help continue to bring long-term rates down as from the Treasury seat, depending on how we borrow, what we borrow, the length of how long those bonds and bills and, things are. So taking a look here, though, as we go through everything, that's kind of the gist here on what we're going to see. This week we're gonna really be watching. Is this 10-year Treasury yield going to drop below 4.25? 4.24 actually, but we'll call it 4.25 for now. Is it going to continue to move lower? And we're watching the 101.50 mark on the bonds. So, all right, my friends, that's where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen sharing. Y'all tell me, let's talk about what's the one food that you could eat every day and not get tired of. Let's go back and see some of your answers. Survey says, oh, Ron wants to know, how's the he shit coming along? They're supposed to deliver material, start building tomorrow, my friend. So more chaos. I have my kitchen totally ripped apart. renovate, empty living room, dining room. My refrigerator is outside on my deck. And yes, then we're supposed to start building up there. So should be fun times, fun times. All right. We got one answer for tacos. You knew tacos was going to make the list, right? Pizza. Dude, pizza. The thing about pizza, you could have like tacos too, right? You could have pizza. That could be one food, but you could have it like 97 different toppings. Tacos, you could have tacos, but are they fish tacos, beef tacos, pork tacos, pulled pork tacos? Are they chicken tacos? I mean, right? Like, so you got some options there. Mallory, I want to come and eat at your house. Heroes, homemade falafel and hummus with all the toppings. Duck eggs, dude, that one I didn't see coming, Randy. Did not see that one coming. I'm not a big chicken egg guy, but I don't even know how duck eggs are. Amy Blauser, another pizza lover. Definitely for sure. Let's do a little bit of business. Bronson, do you think POTUS's speech to the joint session of Congress will affect mortgage numbers? No, I don't. I don't think it will at all. ADP is on Wednesday. Yep. Forecast. Thank you. Cake. You can eat cake every day, never get tired of it. Hey, I can't argue with that one. Another vote for tacos. Let's see if I missed anybody. We've had tacos a couple of times. We got cake. Ron Siegel said chocolate. Brisket tacos. Rob Stewart. Yeah, see, that's another one for tacos. I figured it would be tacos or pizza. You know what, dude? I love me some fried chicken, but I couldn't eat fried chicken every day. But I do love fried chicken. Let me know in the comments, what could you eat every day and not get tired of it? When I went on a snowmobile trip, I ate steak every day. That's carnivore diet, right? Eating steak every day. But I think you do get tired of anything over enough of it. But all right, my friends, you guys hear that, I'm sure. That's them sanding the floor. I'm going to wrap it up for today. And as always, thank you again for joining me. I appreciate you. Hopefully we have a really good week this week. Hopefully we see rates continue to trend down. If markets believe that we're getting the kind of a weakening to the economy, a little bit of that optimism that was when Trump took over, if all it starts to fade, concern over the tariffs, not creating inflation, but actually slowing down the economy, and reciprocation on those, retaliation, tariff retaliation, trade war, that's gonna put some damper on things. So Desiree, homemade mac and cheese. That is awesome. Stacy, have a great day. Jessica Wells, Taco Girl, Monica Dinkins, tacos. Jerry Avila, good morning, sir. All right, my friends, I'm wrapping it up. If you joined late, come back and watch the replay. You know how it goes. All right, my friends, I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.